Did you ever have like a nightmare that kind of stuck with you from childhood?
Yes, to the point where I don't even want to go into it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you remember it really vividly, and it like has always stuck with you and
Yep.
haunted you, so to speak.
Yeah, I think about it often.
Me too. I have one too,
Really?
which is why I opened with that, so we can have an open dialogue about nightmares. And
Hey, what I can talk about though is, have you ever heard of the movie The Peanut Butter Solution?
we talked about this before.
Did we?
I believe.
Not on the podcast.
Maybe. I don't know. No.
But I wouldn't be surprised if I talked to you before. So that's a no.
Yeah. No. Peanut Butter Falcon. Yes.
One of the interesting things about it is I think it was the first Celine Dion did her first song in English for that soundtrack. If I remember correctly, which is just strange in itself. But the movie is like a kid's David Lynch. I mean, really
Jacob's Ladder kind of thing.
Fucked up. They make this peanut butter solution and they put it on their heads and their hair grows.
Not to get gum out.
Their hair grows rapidly. And this evil guy uses the hair for bristles on brushes. And I used to, when I was probably like 5 years old, and even my mom remembers me like watching that movie and
being terrified,
running out in the middle of the night and not being able to sleep because of the images from this. And I went online recently, and it's that way for a lot of people.
Oh, crazy.
Too.
So there's like a little support group.
Yeah, there is, to the point where recently they released like a 2-disc special edition of it.
Oh,
I forget the name of the company. Collection. Yeah, basically.
Oh,
for independent movies or whatever the hell you want to call it.
And Celine Dion did the song for it.
Yeah.
Pre-Titanic.
Yeah. No, you and I are going to watch it together.
I really want to.
One of the kids, at one point in the movie, you see hair growing out of the bottom of his pant leg.
Oh, no.
So you can only imagine where he smeared it and the type of humor. I don't remember. This might have been G. It was G or PG.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fucked up.
And that's haunted you.
Haunted me.
Freddy Krueger has haunted me.
Freddy
Krueger has haunted me my whole life.
Wow.
So we had in Arizona growing up, my grandma lived with us, and we had an add-on built to the house. And when my sister and I would come home from school, we'd go through her entrance and, then walk through the laundry room into our house. And I had this dream that I walked in and my grandma and my mom are sitting at the table, and my grandma's like, "Oh, look how good Mikey is. He won't get chocolate. He'll go get fruit for a snack after school." And I'm like, "Look at me. And I'm walking through the laundry room, so proud of myself. Yes, I don't need chocolate or Pop-Tarts. I need an apple." And I'm through the family room, to the dining room, to the kitchen. We had a big house, Arizona, back in the day. It was cheap to live there. It was amazing. And I walked to the refrigerator. So right next to the refrigerator was the hallway that led to the living room, and down the hallway were the bedrooms. And so I'm opening the refrigerator, and I open it so you can't see the hallway, the entrance into the hallway anymore, and it's all lit up. And I like pull out an apple, and I close the door, and there's my dad, but he's in the Freddy Krueger sweater.
No.
Yeah. And I'm trying to run away, and it's one of those dreams where you're running so slowly, and I can see the hallway back to the laundry room, and I'm trying to run and I can't, and he's like constantly right behind me. So it's fucking stuck with me my whole life.
He was wearing a sweater that resembled it, or he intentionally
the Freddy Krueger sweater.
Really?
So basically, in my mind, my dad was Freddy Krueger.
Oh, so he was trying to scare you
in the dream.
In real life?
No, this was a dream.
Oh, this is
a dream.
Okay.
This is the dream of that shit that I've kept with
Gotcha.
me. Yeah. I think about it all the time. It's so, I mean, my dad, the reason why is because my dad was a child himself, having a child, did not know how to what the child's limits were, I guess you could say. So he had this switchblade. He would hold it up to his finger, press the button so the blade would flip up and go, "This is God."
Wow.
He would to get me to freak out and run away.
Yeah.
But I always loved Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger, there was, we grew up with Jason and Freddy. My sister liked Jason. I liked Freddy. She did not like Freddy. I think Jason didn't scare me because part 6, Jason left a room full of children alone, but Freddy Krueger was all about killing kids, and that just frightened me, and I liked that feeling. I would, but the funny thing is when I would get scared from these dreams, I would run to my parents' room and sleep on the floor next to my mom. Because my mom would protect me from anything, it could be because my dad freaked the shit out of me constantly trying to find that fear.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous that you have Freddy like in that way, because you're able to watch these movies and it probably stirs up different emotions within you that it wouldn't me, because Freddy was just always a scary character.
I still get afraid to pee in the middle of the night when it's completely dark out
because of
Freddy. Wow. Like if I turn on the light, I go to the bathroom, I close the door, I turn on the light. I do not turn the light off until I open the door to make sure that he's not on the other side. In part 3, when Kirsten was turning the faucet handle to turn on the water, it was one of those that made the cross, and so she puts her hand on it to turn it on, and then it turns into Freddy's hand and it like holds on to her, and that always freaked me out. Whenever I went to the bathroom and saw someone had that type of faucets, and I'm like, I'll just use my finger to turn it on.
So now I'm curious, do you have any Freddy toys?
Yes, I have that Movie Maniac toy that I told you about earlier. And yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, they had Todd McFarlane came out with like this big ass fucking, 18-inch maybe, motion censored Freddy, where anytime you walked by it, it would play the 1-2 Freddy's coming for you.
Oh, sweet.
And then it would do the "This is God" sound.
Yeah.
And my buddy had it. I was always envious of him for that. But they made multiple versions of Freddy. They made NECA makes them. But I'm not a NECA collector, so I don't really have them. I just have the one I had from years ago.
So let's say you have this Freddy out on display. Yeah.
No, it's packed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. But to go along with what I'm assuming you're hinting at, he came with a little puppet. If you remember in part 3, the guy who makes puppets, one of them transformed into a little Freddy. And it came with one of those. My friend Steve stole it from me, that motherfucker. He used to take things out of my room and then eventually be like, "Hey, did you notice anything missing?"
Oh, what a fucker.
And we were at this Denny's type of place called Sherry's, and he told me, and he gave it back to me, obviously, and I fucking left it there. I was so pissed. But anyways, I would have them displayed, and they all came with these awesome little movie posters, like decorated in bones, and I'd have them in front of them, and then I would lay in my top bunk because I was a 18-year-old with a bunk bed, and imagining that puppet coming to life and coming after me.
So let's say,
even though I know it's not going to fucking happen, I know it's not real.
Let's say at the age you are now, let's say you did have it displayed.
Yeah.
You came out in the middle of the night. That thing wasn't there. Would you be a rational person and maybe wake up your girlfriend and say, "Hey, did you do something with that?"
Would you move this?
Would you immediately panic?
A second, I would panic, but then the rationality will kick in, and then I realize this is real. This isn't like we were talking about earlier. People don't want to see supernatural horror movies; they want to see horror of real life.
Okay, let's take.
Then I would be like, oh my god, where the fuck did it go? It's just probably somebody hit it.
Let's take it one step further. All right, you walk out, the figure isn't there.
Yeah,
it's disappeared somewhere. You don't know.
Is this like 3 a.m.?
Yeah, let's say more like 2:30.
Okay.
Let's get real detailed on this.
Yeah.
So you walk around the little panic attack you had. goes
It's
away
gone.
real quick.
I'm good.
Real quick. You go to the bathroom, the faucet's running. The faucet's running.
Who the fuck?
So you're like, hey,
Who turned this
you
on?
left the faucet on, right? You walk out, your girlfriend's asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you setting now?
Now I'm in panic mode.
Yeah.
Now I'm constantly pinching my face. Am I fucking dreaming? Is this fucking real?